I was an American pilot. I was captured in the jungles of Vietnam. The man who caught me was Vietnamese. I was taller and stronger than him, but I never dared to stand up straight. I knew exactly why. If I wanted to live, I had to look weak and harmless. They dragged me to a small village in Laos. I forced myself to smile. I met every villager's eyes, trying to seem friendly and non-threatening. They told me to sit. I obeyed instantly. Not long after, they took me deeper into the jungle, tied me to a tree. Bullets flew past my body. They just wanted to scare me, until one shot exploded right by my ear. My head rang for a long time. Then they threw me into a ruined prison, hidden deep in the jungle. Inside were several downed pilots. Some had been trapped for 2 years, so thin they were just skin and bone. All they could do was pray the war would end, but no news ever came. At night, our hands were cuffed together behind our backs. Our bodies pressed tight. We couldn't even turn over. Our feet were locked in chains. The food was bad enough to break a man. One prisoner lost control almost every night. I wanted to help him, but in the whole camp, there was only a single nail, hammered into the guard tower. I had my cellmates cause a distraction, leaving just one guard, a small guy who didn't seem cruel. I pretended to look for toothpaste, made him laugh, and pulled out the nail. Back in the cell, I sharpened it on a stone, turned it into a lockpick. That night, I finally opened the handcuffs. At least, we could turn over in our sleep. From then on, I seriously began thinking about escape. The guards were weak and starving. Breaking out wasn't hard. What was terrifying was the jungle outside. No water, no food. You wouldn't last more than a few days. The hunger wasn't just ours. The guards were starving too. Even the prison dogs were nothing but bones. Most days, we had only rice. At the worst times, we ate insects. If we didn't, we would starve to death. They were so desperate because our bombing had destroyed their farmland. Everyone was hungry. Giving us insects was already an act of mercy. Until one day, a fellow prisoner overheard the guards talking. They were starving and losing their minds. They planned to dump us in the jungle, then shoot us, and claim we tried to escape. That way, they wouldn't be held responsible. We had no choice. We had to escape first. The next day, and I had been preparing for months. At noon, while the guards were eating, I used a mirror to watch outside, confirmed it was clear, pried open the fence, grabbed their guns, and handed them out. The plan was to strike at once. In the kitchen, 7 guards were eating. Right before we moved, one man was so nervous he threw up. I knew if we hesitated any longer, it was over. I charged out, dropped several of them fast, then shot down a knife-wielding guard rushing me. But when I turned back, no one followed. They froze. They betrayed me. I screamed at them, called them cowards, but I still spared the small guard who had once been kind to me. I grabbed the supplies I needed, knowing reinforcements would arrive soon. We couldn't stay. We ran straight into the jungle. Later, we ran into those traitors again. They were wearing boots stolen from the camp,